Hello everyone. I thought I'd make a video series sort of going through my knowledge, my experience on playing this really cool game called Beast Garden. So if you're a new player or if you've been here for a while, maybe I can say something that's useful to you. So there's a lot of things we can talk about in this game. We'll start off simple with the basics, so let's just go through the currencies. So we currently have three different types of currencies in this game. We have BG Focus, which you'll mainly be using in battling. So this game is really centered on you fighting, so you'll be grabbing your beasts and fighting other beasts. And we also have BG Water. Now this currency, its main features aren't here yet. They're going to be implemented in the future. But currently you could use it to re-roll a battle, which we'll talk about later. And finally we have BG Alpha. Now this is the main currency if you want. You can use this to buy other use it to buy beasts. So there's something called an auction house in this game where you can bid on certain beasts to try and win them. Now, so usually you'd use Atomic Hub or some website to buy these NFTs, but no, here in the game actually offers you another way using the auction house. And there's also a website called Chain Champs if you're interested, where they'll show you the lowest listing maybe for each one of these items. Now, so how can you actually get each of these currencies? Well, if we start with BG Focus, your beasts generate them. So if we focus on this beast, it's a common beast because of this gray gem, and it generates 0.361 focus per hour. So depending on the rarity of your beast, you'll generate a certain amount of BG focus. So for example, this is a legendary because of the orangish yellowish gem here. It generates 3.6 focus per hour, so really 10 times what a common beast would do. So you could actually go ahead and check the whitelist for this project, and they'll show you the staking, the weight of each beast. So a common would be a 1, an uncommon would be a 3, 5, 7, and 10, and so on. So if you have a legendary, that's as if you have 10 commons. But is it just that? So like, is the value of a legendary just 10 times that of a common? No, it could be a lot more because it's not just about generating focus for beasts. So if we go ahead and open learn more, so there's a lot of attributes that pop up for beak. But if we just focus for now on the min damage and max damage, so that's the range for beak. And if we go ahead and open the Heartburn, which is a legendary, its range of damage is, well, higher. So there's that, and there's a lot more stuff to it, which we'll explain in the future. So that's for BG Focus. What about water? Well, you can go ahead and get some springs that'll generate water. Now, for the staking, it's similar to the beasts. So a common takes a 1, uncommon is a 3, 5, 7, and 10. However, unlike beasts, there's really no difference between a legendary spring and a common spring other than the fact that, oh, a legendary generates 10 times as much as a common spring. So in that sense, you could have 10 common puddles and they're exactly the same as one legendary spring. Like when I was opening these packs, I actually got 2 legendaries and I went ahead and sold them just so I bought instead of them common puddles. And I've confirmed this with the people working on this game. There's really no difference here. Now, you'll notice that it's really low, the amount of water that's being generated at the moment, and that's again because the features for it aren't implemented yet. So I think currently it's generating 10% of what it would actually do. So maybe once the actual features come, it'll go back. It'll start generating normally. Okay, so that's alpha. That's the focus. That's the water, and finally the alpha. The way that you can generate it, well, you can't really generate it, but you can sort of win it in the battles. So in the battles, you'd use BG Focus to gain BG Alpha. So let's go ahead and go to a battle. Now to claim the focus and the water, you can use this claim button. And you don't need to stake your beasts or your spring. They get automatically staked once you buy them. So if we go ahead and press claim, hopefully we'll have enough to buy a new battle. Okay, so claim successfully. I got 328 focus and I got some water. Now, so there's maybe a lot of noise right now. You can see here on the left side, these are all the beasts that you have. I currently have 6 enemy teams. So I have 6 battles that I could play at the moment. So if you don't have any, if you want to create one for the first time, you can press new battle and this will pop up. You have 2 options. You can change the leverage of the battle, or you can change the number of enemy teams that you want. So for example, if I keep the leverage 1 and I choose 3, I will get 3 new battles, and you can have 10 at any moment. You can have a maximum of 10 enemy battles at any moment. And if you buy a battle, you don't have to fight it right away. Like these 6, I've bought them before, and I can play them whenever I want. But I will have to play some if I want to generate new battles. So this part is simple. It's just how many battles that you want. For the leverage, however, you have the option to increase how much a battle costs and how much experience it'll generate for you. So when the leverage is 1, you'll get 100% alpha, which is like the normal amount of alpha you might get in a battle. The cooldown is 600 minutes. So whenever you use your beasts to battle, they're going to be on cooldown. So 600 minutes, that's 10 hours. If you use your beast in a battle, they're going to rest for 10 hours, and you'll get the normal percent of experience. So your beasts, they get experience whenever they fight. However, if I increase it to leverage 2, the amount of alpha now almost doubles, 195%. The cooldown also doubles, so 600 to 1200, so like an extra 120 minutes. And the experience almost doubles. So the amount of alpha and experience almost doubles, but not as much. So you get less than if you had played 2 leverages. But the cooldown is even more than if you had played 2 leverages. So really, the negatives you get more of them, and the positives just a little bit less. And it's the same thing if I go with leverage 3, leverage 4, and so on. The amount of alpha will increase, the amount of experience will increase, and the cooldown will also increase. But again, the positive parts will not get you as much if you just go with leverage 1. And the cost will be more. So the cost of a leverage 1 battle is 100, but the cost of a leverage 2 battle is 200. So really, if you get 2 leverage 1, it's as if you got 1 leverage 2. But why would you do that? Why would you not get as much positives and increase the negatives? Well, maybe you don't have enough time to play a bunch of battles, so some people might opt to do a leverage 10 and just do a few battles, like once a week. They'd use your beasts, and if you're doing a leverage 1, you're probably playing every day. Okay, so let's go ahead and maybe try to get 3 battles. Now, if you're just starting out, I'd advise you to just do leverage 1, in case you do some mistakes or things like that. So let's go ahead and buy some battles. So I'm gonna go from 6/10 to, yes, 9/10. So we got 3 new battles that we'll be able to check out and possibly fight. Okay, so that's gonna be it for now. I have actually, my beasts are currently on cooldown. So this Aquinus beast, it's currently resting. They'll be back in about 2 hours. So in the next video, once my beasts are off cooldown, we'll talk about battles and see how we can actually, what's the best lineup that we can do, because once you choose 3 beasts, you'll be fighting 3 beasts as well. So this is a player versus server AI. You're playing against a computer. You can start a battle, and when you do that, there's a bunch of options you can do that we'll talk about the next time. So see you when my beasts are on cooldown. Bye bye.